Growing up, I've always been a huge Nintendo fan and owned most of the consoles from NES to Switch. However, it's been surreal these past few years with how much Nintendo has expanded into other mediums, such as Legos, movies, and now a theme park. Being the big Nintendo fan I am, I flew out to California to check out Super Nintendo World to see if it actually lives up to the years of hype building up to it, or if it's just another typical tourist trap. This is my Super Nintendo World experience. We begin our adventure by being transported through a pipe and into Peach's castle. From there, we are greeted with a wave of nostalgia as we entered the Mushroom Kingdom. This is a lot to take in, and there's so much Mario imagery everywhere that you can't help but just smile. Before we explored around, we made a reservation at Toadstool Cafe, as we heard it gets booked up within minutes. From there, we hit up the store to look around, but most importantly, to purchase our power bands, which is something you need if you want to capture the full experience of the park. I ended up buying 10 of them. 6 for me, 1 of each kind, and 4 for my friend, which totaled out to be
$438 flat.
Holy f***! I even have the exclusive gold one at home that was only released in Japan. What can I say? I'm bad with money. We exit the store with our newly acquired loot and start to put on our bands. I went with the Mario one, whereas my girlfriend went with Yoshi, and then we touch our bands together like with our freaking Power Rangers. Our first usage of the bands was to use it on coin blocks, which we had to wait for. This was a common theme and kind of foreshadows the rest of the trip. I hit the blocks embarrassingly as I feel like an overgrown child in a kid's theme park.
It's so weird. Please, no cameras.
How does it feel to be in Mario World, Radoukens?
I feel like a little kid.
What's your favorite part so far?
Everything.
Just to get this out of the way, we did not do the Mario Kart exhibit. It looks cool in the videos, but the wait was like 2 to 3 hours. If you look around the park, you would notice there's a few of these key coins scattered around. You need to collect enough key coins to be allowed access to the final zone, in which you have to battle the Princess of Koopas himself. You collect key coins by completing short challenges. The challenges aren't the main obstacle, it's the long ass lines. We embark on our first exhibit and are greeted by a swamp. In this challenge, you have to hit all the tiles to show the same image, similar to how it works in the games. We're next to bat, and I have a sense of pressure that I don't want to embarrass myself in front of 5-year-olds. But thankfully, I'm a god gamer. Thus, we claim our first key coin. Our next challenge resides only a few feet away, guarded by a Koopa. The goal is to hit this power block in the corner at the right time, so that it knocks the Koopa over. I was nervous as we saw half the people in front of us fail, and the line to get here took like an hour, and I don't want to redo all that. But thankfully, I'm a god gamer. Luckily, they give you 3 tries. And just like that, we claim our second key coin of the trip.
Oh my god, mamma mia. It's Luigi.
We try to squeeze in a 3rd key coin before our Toad Cafe reservation. Oh shit. Girlfriend face reveal. But like, why is she wearing a Luigi hat with a Yoshi band? Now you might be wondering, where's my hat? Well, I bought a Mario hat too and would have loved to worn it at the park. But we found out it doesn't fit my large noggin, so I had to use a hat stretcher. Embarrassing, I know. We tried waiting in line for this, but it was barely moving and we didn't want to miss our reservation, so we decided to revisit after taking a meal break. Toad Cafe contains a surprisingly extensive menu. We had to stand in line in the waiting room, but at least we were accompanied by my new favorite character, Chef Toad. As we get closer to the front, we discovered some cute Mario items on the back shelves. We went a little crazy for lunch and spent about $80. We started off with a refreshing Superstar Lemon Squash drink, which helped us recover from the intense heat outside. The design of the cafeteria is actually pretty tame compared to the rest of the park. We then get served our Mushroom Kingdom feast. We tackled the fire flower spaghetti first. It was pretty average and also kind of cold. Sadly, this was one of their better food items too. Next, we tried the Toadstool garlic nuts. This was worse than a spaghetti. Had very little flavor going on. If you couldn't tell, the food here was pretty However, the main meal I was looking forward to was a Mario Mini Burger Adventure Set, a kid's meal. I mainly got it for the little toys. The burger was like cafeteria food back in middle school. We round up our meal and move on to our 2 dessert dishes. First being the Mount Beanpole cake, which was surprisingly pretty good as it was nice and soft with various flavors. The question block tiramisu was not too bad either. I know the food here was not the standards, but the presentation and overall aesthetics of each dish still made this experience worth it. We resume our key coin acquisition at our 3rd challenge, which was use spinning a wheel until the Koopa falls back. This was definitely the easiest and fastest challenge yet, although you look kinda silly doing it. We scoop up our 3rd key coin and move onwards. There was technically 1 more key coin for us to claim with the piranha plant, but the line was just so long, so just imagine I did it. Fortunately, Bowser Jr.'s castle only required 3 out of 4 keys. We scan our power bands and are granted access to the castle's entrance. The hallways are littered with Bowser Jr. decor, which was honestly really high quality. I believe most of them were original artwork too, except for this one. Shortly after, you walk through his toy room, which has all sorts of items and weapons used in previous games. He even has his own block. The last section has you encounter him in one final challenge. The door to his lair opens up where you're led to the final showdown. It's pretty goofy. You can't just swing your arms around, but this was probably the most fun challenge we've had yet, despite how stupid we look. It was pretty tiring. But hopefully the reward at the end makes it all worth it, right? It was just a thank you letter. And with that, our journey at Super Nintendo World comes to an end. Although it might not be the biggest or most complex attraction, you can tell they put a lot of love and care into every little detail and aspect of it. It's the only park I've been to that made me really love the things I grew up with. It acts as a way for fans to re-explore and celebrate their childhood. Sure, Nintendo isn't the best company or makes the best decisions, but you can't deny the influence they've had on so many people's lives, and that's what matters the most. As we head back to the real world, there was just one more thing we had to do. So we bought these at the store there, which are basically loot boxes that cost $22 per piece. Each gives you a random character from a given pool. Chef Toad's on our priority list, Luigi's on our bottom list. I don't know why, it kind of just is.
Luigi's on the shit list.
Yeah, which hand do you want?
Right?
Okay, so don't open it yet. We're gonna turn our backs, we'll open ours separately, and then we'll share a little later.
3, 2, 1.
Hold on. Alright, I feel like judging by reaction, I know you got it.
Oh, you don't know.
What? Did you get Luigi?
Did you?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Well, I got Mario.
I thought you got Luigi.
Man, I actually want a Chef Toad.
Me too. I want a Chef Toad. If they go back, I guess.
We are lied to.